Alright, and it looks like we are currently live. So, first of all, welcome, chat. So, y'all can say whatever you want in the chat. I will be monitoring the chat at all times. And just general rules. So, first of all, 100 subscribers. That's special for me. You guys actually helped me produce. You guys helped me because I didn't want to create videos until I reached a certain number of subscribers, which is why I waited until I reached 30 subscribers before I uploaded my first video. And second of all, it is May 1st. Sorry. It is May 1st, 2021. Today marks 50 years since Amtrak was created. But there's actually something I wanted to do a little bit more. As you can see, I'm going to do a tier list for all these episodes of Friendship is Magic. Starting with the pilot episode, concluding at the last problem. So, let's get on with this, shall we? Friendship is Magic. It was okay. I thought part one was really good, but part two, not so much. So I'd probably put in the okay tier list. Swarm of the Century. Swarm of the Century. It's actually a pretty good episode. Not gonna lie. As the Burning Notion, aka Sawtooth Waves, pointed out, it's pretty much what happens if the Tribbles met Hasbro Studios. Winter Wrap Up. One of my most favorite episodes of all time. No explanations. The song in the episode just absolutely makes me squee every time I hear it. And that's actually going to be my special for 3,000 subscribers. Call the Cutie. I thought it was a little boring. Fall with a Friend. I liked it. It was a pretty amazing episode. I thought that the rival between Rainbow Dash and Applejack was a good rivalry to have for the series, and it's really portrayed at their best here. Suited for Success. One of my most favorite episodes in season 1. And I always mix it up and say that it's Art of the Dress, but each your own. I love this. I love the episode. Feeling Pinky Keen. It was okay. Sonic Rainboom. Rarity gets butterfly wings. The bullies reappear and Rainbow Dash just brushes them off. It's awesome. Stairmaster. Now I know Golden Fox has a bone to pick with this episode, but I honestly have to kind of go against him and say that this episode was actually pretty awesome. The Showstoppers. Guys! I actually like this episode. Hey? Yeah, I actually liked the Showstoppers. Am I the only one that likes the Showstoppers? Please let me know. A Dog and Pony Show. That was an awesome episode. I mean, you have Diamond Dogs and Rarity. Rarity is third best pony. Used to be second best, but I started appreciating Fluttershy more. Green isn't your color. It was a good episode. Not really much of an explanation. Over a barrel. Again, just like with Call of the Cutie, I didn't really find it super entertaining, so A Bird in the Hoof. It's okay. The Cutie Mark Chronicles, one of my most favorites. Putting the origins of the main six into a 22-minute episode with CMC, great. All's well that ends well. It's one of the most hated episodes it's the most hated episode of season one. Well, one of the most hated. I know some of these are mixed up, but that's just because I had to do a little looking into them. Party of One, awesome episode. Pinky in that frame just makes the episode. The Gala episode, the best night ever. Just meh. Ticketmaster. Yeah, it was a good episode, somewhat. Applebuck season. Oh, I forgot to mention this. The Love It to No End category can also count as personal episodes. So this category right here, this also counts as personal episodes. But I'm gonna put this. This is one of my most. This is one of my more favorite episodes from season one. Ripping the Brush Off. It was an okay episode. I mean, true, Gilda was a big bully, but at least Raymond stuck up. Ghostbusters. I'm actually gonna put it in bad, but only because it's so bad that it's actually entertaining. Dragon Shy, the episode that made the most bronies bronies. That was an awesome episode. Unlike Look Before You Sleep. Blech. Bridal Gossip. This used to be Voice of Reason's most hated episode. But I still think the episode is good. And true, it did have a good lesson. Don't judge a book by its cover. Then again, TNF, aka TTTE, also taught the same moral. Return of Harmony. That was an awesome episode. I love that episode. Secret of My Access. Funny enough, I actually watched this for my birthday back in 2018. When I was still somewhat new to the fandom. And it was a good episode. Heartswarming Eve. Again, it was a good episode. I mean, true, it was Meriwether Williams' second episode, but I'd say it went so much better than her first attempt. Family Appreciation Day. I was just bored by it, that's all. Baby Cakes. That's just bleh. I mean, sure, the writer of that episode did write good episodes in the past. Hey, Lydia. But it's okay. We all have our mess ups. The Last Roundup. I'm just gonna put it in good. Not only because it has Derpy. Okay, because it has Derpy. But also because that it taught a very good moral about the dangers of telling lies to your friends and family members. The Flim Flam Brothers. the Super Speedy Series Squeeze 6000. Try saying that 5 times fast. and Lydia. I actually really liked Super Speedy Cyber Speedy 6000. It's one of my most favorite episodes. And what's actually kind of funny is that the Flim Flam Brothers remind me, in the song that they did, it reminds me of all those commercials you see. And I just loved that episode. It's one of my most favorite. It's one of my favorites in season 2. Read It and Weep. An episode every brony experiences as personal, because Rainbow Dash says she doesn't like reading because she thinks that reading is for eggheads. Then she gets attached with reading. Then she calls herself an egghead, and then everything's made up. Just like with every brony becoming a brony, they see it as just a show for girls, but then they start getting attached, and then, well, this may be just from my experience, but you start out a little bit, get attached, then you think that you should be hated, but it turns out you were wrong, and that you really enjoyed it. Hearts and Hooves Day. This one's actually a more okay episode. I mean, true, Josh Scorcher did review it with Voice of Reason. Shout out to you both, by the way, if any of you two are watching this. But I really actually liked, well, not like, true, it was just, I really don't have much to say on it. Unlike I always forget the name of this episode, but I know it's the one with the smile song. Hold on 1 second. A Friend Indeed. I always forget the name of that episode, and I always think it's like the Smile song, the Smile episode, because it has the Smile song in it. But that was an amazing episode. Unlike the Iron Will episode. It's not one of my worst episodes. It's just It's About Time. It's About Time is just okay. Unlike Dragon Quest. Man, it seems that most episodes, these are 2 episodes where Spikes had the main role, and he's had it horribly. I don't really need to say much for Dragon Quest. You can just check out Master Code for why I think this episode is deserving of being in the bottom 10. I will warn you, in that video there is a lot of language, so yeah, viewer discretion is advised for that video. Hurricane Fluttershy. One of my most favorites of the entire series. I love it. Ponyville Confidential. Hey, Aaron. Thank you. Right now we're actually doing a tier list on every single episode of Friendship is Magic. And we're on Ponyville Confidential. I love this episode. Not only did I love it, but this is also Voice of Reason's most personal episode, in that he was actually a victim of gossip and bullying in the 5th grade. I'm gonna lead you to his video on the top 10 most personal episodes, which I will make in the future. Mystery on the Friendship Express. My second favorite review by Josh Scorcher. And such an amazing episode. A Canterlot Wedding. The first episode, I actually got spoiled on. And I'll get into that a little later. I'll get into that when I actually review the episode in the future. But this was an awesome episode. Lesson 0. One of my most personal episodes, considering that's literally me whenever I don't get an assignment turned in on time, or if I get a bad grade on an assignment in school. Like, that's literally me. Lunar Eclipse. Bleh, bleh. I didn't really like it all that much. Honestly, Lunar Eclipse was meh, but the Fresh Beach Witchcraft version was even more bleh. The only part I actually liked in it was the song. Sisterhood Social. My number one most personal episode. I don't really need to say much other than it's my most personal episode because I feel for Sweetie Belle since I'm the youngest in my family. The Cutie Pox. I thought it was a little. It was just a little boring. May the best pet win. One of my more favorite episodes from season 2. Unlike the mysterious Ne'er-do-well. This was Meriwether Williams' first story, and she messed it up pretty badly, but she redeemed herself with bats later on. I always mixed up this episode. I gotta look at it again. Sweet and Elite. I think it's what this episode's called. Sweet and Elite was a good episode. I actually really enjoyed it. Therefore, it's in my awesome list. The Crystal Empire. It was a pretty amazing episode, not gonna lie. And it also made me appreciate Spike. Plus the 3 songs in both parts really made me happy. Keep Calm and Flutter On. It was okay. Unlike these 2 episodes, I consider these 2-parters considering they're literally 2-parters if you think about it hard enough. Plus, from what I actually remember reading, the end of one of these episodes occurs after another one of these episodes. So, both of these episodes are just going to go into the... Let's see. This one I actually enjoyed less, so that's going to go in that one. That one is just okay. Magical Mystery Cure. My mom's favorite episode and one of my favorite from season 3. Too Many Pinkie Pies. Another one of Voice of Reason's most favorite / personal episodes. And I love it. Babsy. The song in the episode made it. So it's a pretty good episode. Magic Duel. I've actually grown to actually like this episode more. Sleepless in Ponyville. I always forget who wrote this episode, so I'm going to look it up real quick. Corey Powell. Corey Powell did okay for one of her first, if not her first episode writing. So the episode was pretty good. Wonderbolts Academy. Yes, the episode that's most personal to military bronies slash practically any branch in the military, since Spitfire reminds me a lot of like your drill sergeant. So that's a really good episode. Unlike Alpha Family Reunion, the song is the only part I actually enjoy about the episode, so it's just okay. Unlike Spike at Your Service, which is just bleh. Funny. Funny. Three episodes and funny. Three episodes in my top worst episode. My worst episodes feature Spike. Funny. Princess Twilight Sparkle. I liked it. I actually really loved it. Unlike Rainbow Falls, Voice of Reason's most hated episode up until A Matter of Principles, which we'll get to later. Little glass of water, please. Man, hearing John Delancey sing just makes me laugh. And that makes the episode for me. So it's awesome. Pinky Pride. The episode Weird Al Yankovic meets Andrea Libman. That's all I have to say. Awesome. Plus the amount of songs in it. Also awesome. Simple Ways. And the titles sound boring, but I thought it was a good episode, really good episode. Billy Vanilli. An episode that was good. It was just good. I think this is like Twilight Time, and Twilight Time I actually found just okay. It Ain't Easy Being Breezy's. Again, that was also an okay episode. Somebody to Watch Over Me. It's in one of my worst. It's in my top 10. It's in my top 25 worst. Unlike Mod Pie. To quote Voice of Reason on this episode, the funniest episode of the show. And I highly agree. Maud just makes the episode for me. For Whom the Sweetie Belle Toils. Another personal episode for me. Leap of Faith. It was a good episode. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hey, Casey Dash, 4400 CW. Thank you. So, testing, 1, 2, 3. I really enjoyed this episode. But then again, I'm just gonna say this. I do not like rap at all. Yet whenever Pinky does rap, it's hilarious. Even though rap can sometimes be hard to understand what they're saying. Trade job. Blech. Boring. I really like it. Inspiration Manifestation. I would have put this episode in okay, but after looking back on it, it's actually an awesome episode. Equestria Games. Again, one of the most awesome episodes. Twilight's Kingdom. Oh, you're about to hit 450 subs? Oh, really? Oh, happy early congratulations for you reaching 450 subs. Anyways, Twilight's Kingdom. I actually really like Twilight's Kingdom. It's one of my more favorites. Castlemania. The first, the first official review of Friendship's Magic featuring horror score. And who knows, when I review this episode, I may have my evil counterpart review the episode. So, it's a good episode. Daring Don't. Meh. That was okay. Unlike these 3 episodes, which I actually put together, Flight to the Finish goes in. This is literally me training for. This is literally me training for track and field. Whenever I haven't done any running with it. Accurate, man. Thanks, Mr. McBloke. Power Ponies. The episode that officially made me a brony, and one of my most favorites. Bats. The last episode Meriwether Williams ever wrote. Sadly. Never got to see her after this episode. And I wish we did. Rarity Takes Manhattan. Generosity was just okay. Pinky Apple Pie. That was a good episode. The Cutie Map. And now starts my least favorite season of Friendship is Magic. Cutie Map, you're gonna start seeing a lot more episodes going bad / boring. I know the Bronies react to it. I actually really enjoyed the Bronies react a lot more than this episode. Princess Spike. Again, Eliora reviewed this with Voice of Reason, and I just thought it was okay. I mean, yeah, just okay. Party Pooped. This is one of those episodes I really struggle to think about. But I thought it was okay. Amending Fences, one of my most personal episodes, meeting with an old friend I haven't seen in years. Dear Princess's Dream of Magic Sheep. I'm a Luna fan just like Silver Quill, but unfortunately, this episode didn't really make me like her, so. I know I'm not the only one who hates this episode, because Voice of Reason also does, but I don't really know any other people that dislike her. Canterlot Boutique. That was a great episode. That was a great episode, honestly. Especially that little joke that Firebrand made in his review on the Fob Equestria channel. Rarity Investigates. A Top Gun reference in Friendship is Magic. I don't need to say anymore. It's awesome. Made in Manhattan. Just okay. Brother Social. It was pretty good. Crusaders of the Lost Mark. This used to be my favorite episode, but it's fallen back thanks to Sister Social. The one where Pinkie Pie knows, I think. Ed Munchkin, Josh Gorger collab together to review this episode. And Vicky just has to keep her thoughts in control by not spoiling the secret. Hearthbreakers. It's a good episode. Don't know what else is on this stuff. Scaremaster. Scaremaster was a good episode. What about Discord? Yeah. Who feels in the Colts? First episode I actually watched in service during my either it was my 2018 going into 2019 New Year special. I actually watched this with a friend, and I thought it was a good episode, talking about family rivalries. Coloratura, the main attraction. That's pretty amazing. Now this, the cutie remark, this is my most hated episode of Friendship is Magic. Actually, scratch that. To quote Thespio, from what he said in the worst of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic with Voice of Reason, it's so bad, I'd rather watch newborn cuties for 5 days straight while being given the Ludovico technique. It is that terrible. Yeah, I hate. This is my most hated episode in the entire franchise. Like, I would rather watch. I'm trying to think of something here. A Very Minty Christmas. I'd rather watch A Very Minty Christmas than this episode. I ran a Twinkle Wish Adventure. I'd rather watch that than the cutie remark. And it wouldn't be so bad if it was skippable. You see, what makes or what makes or absolutely destroys an episode is if it's skippable. Like, say for example, Spike at Your Service. You don't have to watch it, so it's not as high on the list. But episodes that I just hate that are unskippable, you have to watch. Like Dragon Quest or Owl's Well That Ends Well. These episodes just did a little bit of a diesel growl there. Anyways, let's go on with this. I think this is like Castle Sweet Castle, one of my most personal episodes, especially since I've had to move houses a couple times, but I've stayed in the same general area my entire life. Gloom and Gloom. It was good. It was just good. Thanks for the memories. Again, one of my most personal episodes since I used to have a cat, but unfortunately she died before I even started my channel. She died about 3 years before I started my channel, so you guys never would have known about her. And look at that. One of my other YouTube buddies are alive. I always say this episode is like Trouble in Applewood, but I know it's not that. The Trouble Shoes episode. Trouble in Applewood. No. I always forget the name of this episode, and it's so forgettable, but it's just boring. Okay? Make new friends, but keep Discord. I liked it. It's good. It was really good. The Lost Treasure of Griffinstone. Voice of Reason reviewed this episode, and he was super excited when Gilda reappeared. And I'm with him, since Gilda got redeemed somewhat. So, it's pretty awesome. Slice of Life. The 100th episode of Friendship's Magic. I love it. Love it to no end. It's one of my most favorites in Season 5. Actually, it's my favorite. Actually, it's my second favorite in Season 5. The Crystalling. Alright, we've been live for about 35 and a half minutes now. Let's try and see if we can wrap up these episodes as quickly as possible. The Crystalling. Crystalling was okay. Crystalling was a good episode. Flurry Heart just made every brony's head turn, especially the Sawtooth Waves. So, let's get on with it. I don't remember the name of this episode, but I think it's like Applejack's Day Off or something. Which, again, am I the only person who likes it? Please, tell me. Unlike this one, Blood Butter. Again, one of my most worst episodes. The episode Spice Up Your Life with Coriander and Saffron. That was an okay episode. That episode was just okay. Stranger Than Fan Fiction. Rainbow Dash's experience at the Daring Do convention was practically the same as mine when I attended TrotCon 2020 online, which I actually will be attending TrotCon this week. I actually will be attending TrotCon July 16th through the 18th. Unfortunately, it's online again this year, but hopefully we have a chance for 2022. Maybe. So, this is one of my most personal episodes. A Cart Before the Ponies. Dutch Scorch already reviewed it. You can check out his review for more. 28 Pranks Later. I just thought it was okay. I mean, yeah, British Ninja reviewed it with Voice of Reason, and I thought it was okay. At times, they are changing. Meh. So I was bored. Dungeons and Discords. The episode that made me really like Dungeons and Dragons. So, I really enjoyed this episode. Applebutt season. No! Not Applebutt season. I always forget the name of this episode. Hoofball season or something, I don't remember. That was an awesome episode. I don't really see that one on a lot of people's list. The Fault in Our Cutie Marks. Seriously, it features Gabby, one of Lightning Bliss's most favorite characters. It's pretty amazing. Gladmane. Yeah. I didn't really like it all much. This episode always gets me nervous, so it's pretty much the Sorcerer's Apprentice, but worse than Friendship is Magic. PPOV. I actually really like this episode. So much that I actually made a little mini story of it for one of my school projects. Again, I did this before I started my YouTube channel, so yeah. I think I still have that. I'll have to check later. Where the apple lies. Blech. It's not one of my worst, but it's blech. Top Bolt. I thought Top Bolt was pretty good. But that may just be my own opinion. To Where and Back Again. I actually thought this was the original series finale since I had not seen a while episodes after this one for a while. But nope, it was just the season finale. Everyone, it was pretty amazing. The Gift of the Mod Pie. The first episode, Voice of Reason ever reviewed with Sega Sister. It's pretty awesome. Unlike this one, I don't remember this episode. The Gauntlet of Fire. One of my most favorite episodes from season 6 and one of the best. No Second Chances. I didn't like this episode. Sorry. It's one of my top 10 worst, top 25 worst. I always forget the name of this episode. It's like Newbie Dash or something. Again, Josh Gorcher reviewed it. This time with Thespio, but on his main channel. And I'm not gonna put it here, but it's pretty amazing. A Heartwarming Tale. That was a pretty awesome episode. Not gonna lie, really enjoyed it. I think this is like the Saddle Row review or something, and I actually thought the episode was pretty awesome. Ah, yes, a royal problem. The Bronies react that, not gonna lie, really made me start to catch up, and one of my most favorite Bronies reacts of all time. And also one of the most personal episodes since, although I don't work the night shift, Luna reminds me of myself, and Celestia reminds me of my older brother. I always forget the name of this episode, but it's a good episode. Discordant Harmony. One of Voice of Reason's most favorite episodes, and one of his most personal. Hello, Jack Murphy back. Hello, Jack Murphy. The Perfect Pair. Again, another one of my favorite Brownies reacts. Another one of my most favorite Brownies reacts. I loved it. Fame and Misfortune. The first episode I actually watched for Thanksgiving. Goodness. This actually aired right after The Perfect Pair, and that was a pretty awesome episode. Especially the song. Unlike these four. This one, yeah. This one, yeah. This one, meh. This one, meh. It isn't the main thing about you. This, I really loved it. No short of that. Celestial, this episode, A Health of Information. One of my most personal, considering, I mean, practically, this is personal for everybody right now, considering what's going on in the world right now. But at least it's getting somewhat better. Celestial Advice. Actually, I'm going to move these over was over with. Marks and Recreation. That was a good episode. First episode I actually watched on a review that was on a road trip. Once Upon a Zeppelin. I did not like it. I'm sorry. Secrets and Pies. I really didn't care for that much. I think this was like Uncommon Bond, which I really enjoyed. Especially the Josh Orchard review with Silverkill. Ah, yes, Shadowplay, the Season 7 finale. I love this episode. Not much more to say other than that. Now, these 3 episodes, well, technically these 4, these were the first 4. Thank you. Thanks, Jack Murphy. But anyways, these 4 episodes, these were the first 4 episodes of Season 7, and they actually made me hate Friendship is Magic. So, all 4 of them are in my top 10 worst episodes, especially All Bottled Up. Again, Voice of Reason did a review on this in his best and worst in his Season 7. And when he gets to this episode, I'll warn you, there is a lot of language in it, so again, your discretion is advised. Fluttershy leans in. Yeah, it's okay. Forever Philly. They actually, it's been a while since I've watched this episode. They brought back it looks like they brought back the butterfly wings. That's pure nostalgia. Parental Guidance. One of Armal's most favorite episodes. And it's also the episode that made her love Scootaloo. Sugar Belle, Sugar Belle. This is actually a very fun episode. And it deals with a particular topic, so it's pretty amazing. Honest Apple. Really? Applejack in fashion? Well, at least they made it somewhat entertaining. The school, the friendship. This is sort of the episode that got me back into ponies. It's a pretty great episode. I think this is the breakup breakdown. It was a somewhat good episode. Molt Down. Season 8 really got me back into Friendship is Magic. This episode, featuring Cozy Glow, it's okay. You know, had it not been for the trailer, this episode would have been much higher. Had the trailer not been released for the Mean Six, just like with whichever episode it just put on here. Had the Mean Six trailer not been released just like this one, or at least if I hadn't seen it, this would have been in the amazing episodes list. Unlike this one, Voice of Reason's most hated episode. Alright, we've been going for about 50 minutes now. We still have quite a number of episodes to get through. So we're going to try to make this as quick as possible since we have just over 30 episodes to go. So, this episode, The Hartswarming Club, I liked it. It was pretty amazing. Friendship U wasn't as good as the other Flim Flam Brother episode. This one, nah, it was okay. Yakety Sax. Road to Friendship. Again, it was just okay. Washouts. I actually really liked it. I don't know why many other people don't like it, but I do. Unlike this episode, which honestly is kind of bad. The Tree of Harmony. Awesome episode. I love it. Sounds of Silence. The first blank check, the first official episode of the series I watched that featured that blank check actually reacted to, and I really liked it. Actually, loved it. Unlike this episode, meh, it's just okay. School Raised. Loved it. One of my most favorites from season 8. Bod Pie Gets a Boyfriend. That's what I have to say. Fake it till you make it. Meh. Granny's Gone Wild. Good episode. Twilight. I think that's Terramar or something. And the CMC all becoming sea ponies again? That's awesome. Hold on one sec. Here we go. Notifications quick. Horseplay. Celestia tries theater and fails at it. But then again, Nicole Oliver, she's done theater before. Celestia is just new to theater, just like every person. Then again, I am somewhat new to YouTube. The Parent Map. One of Voice of Reason's most personal episodes, since Stellar Flare reminds him of his mom. And also, and then we get to this episode, which was just okay. Now we're on to the last season of Friendship is Magic. The last, it's like 21 episodes. The beginning of the end. That was an awesome episode. Really intense. Again, unfortunately, I know most people haven't actually seen the episode, so I know most people haven't seen season 9 yet, so no spoilers for me. Going to Seed. The episode was kind of amazing, somewhat. Mudbriar being turned to stone. Literally. That officially made me watch the episode, and I thought the episode was pretty good. Scootaloo meets her parents. Again, I have to if we're going by the traditional hooves up, hooves middle, or hooves down, I'd have to give it a hooves middle. I know someone who actually wrote that. I always forget the writer of Between Dark and Dawn. So Gail Simone. She also wrote Justice Justice League Unlimited, and she she wrote Justice League Unlimited. That's pretty amazing, and I really liked it. It was pretty awesome. The Last Laugh. Last episode officially having Cheese Sandwich speak, and it just made me, just like with Voice of Reason, it made me depressed, but I thought it was still somewhat good. Unlike this episode, 246, great. I have a couple cheerleader friends. They wouldn't really like this episode. A Trivial Pursuit. It was a good episode. The Sunset Summerback. Pretty amazing. She talks to Angel. It's practically a body swap episode. But unlike with A Royal Problem, where it's like Celestia and Luna switch roles, this time they actually switch bodies, and that's pretty amazing. I don't think the series ever came up with an idea like that. And this episode, that was just okay. Frenemies. This is one of my most favorites from the season. Twilight's becoming the ruler of Equestria, so she needs a teacher. Nah. I think this is like Daring Doubt or something, which again, it's one of my worst. Uprooted. And if you're lost on why the Tree of Harmony is supposed to look like, just go watch the beginning of the end to find out. And I actually really liked this episode. Twilight 7. Not as great as the 100th episode, but still somewhat good. It also got to the 200th episode. The Point of No Return. Twilight tries to return a copy of a first edition book. It was good. I always forget the name of this episode. Common Ground. It's one of my most personal episodes of the show. This Yon episode, it's cute. I really enjoy it. This episode, this is the first episode I actually do not like of the series, of the season. Growing up is hard to do. That was pretty amazing. Now we're on to the last 3 episodes. And I'm going to go through these a little quickly. The Big Mac question. Big Mac proposes to Sugar Belle and they officially marry. I love it. And then this scene right here in the ending of the end, this is just it's so beautiful. Plus we get to see Tempest for only the second time. And unfortunately the last time in the series, if of course comics don't count. And then the final episode of the series always makes me tear up. And that is every single episode of Friendship is Magic. I'll let you take a good look at all these episodes. Alright. And that is all I have for this stream. We've been going for about an hour. We've been going for about an hour now, so I think now's a pretty good place to wrap up the stream for today. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed it, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And shout out to all my subscribers for making this possible. And I know I said this at the beginning of the video, but I just gotta say it again. Happy birthday, Amtrak. Anyways, that's all for today. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.